I mean, obviously this is like brand new, but do you guys have projections? Are they provided provincially, or do you guys had to report or a third party report from the city to say, because of Bill 44, we are now projecting, X more units being built over the next 5 years? Like, do we have those numbers?
Well, somewhat. Like so for the suburban areas, let's just say we've pre-zoned now 13,400 lots to be allowed to have 4 units. And then within the core area, there was 11,500 lots pre-zoned to allow for up to 6 units. They might not be able to do 6 units depending on lot size. You have to do
Yeah.
parking. So there's a lot of factors that go into like practically whether you could achieve that unit count. The city of Kelowna was awarded a housing accelerator fund for the federal government to hit certain residential targets. And so there is projections. The city just did a housing needs assessment probably at the end of 2023. And then with this legislation, we are kind of mandated to redo that just like 6 months later. So there are targets, and we are somewhat on our way. For the 5 year targets, there's about 2,800 units that we need to hit for missing middle, 4,200 units for other multi-unit housing, and then 420 affordable housing units. So this is over 5 years. We kind of just have our brand new Q1 stats for 2024. So it's like really fresh, and it's only Q1. So, and comparing those to other Q1s over the previous years, they are down. Volumes are down. Value is way down. Value is like from major, huge projects versus, let's say, like the total number of permits, which might be like renovations or suites or carriage houses or things like that. But still early. It's only 1 quarter. So we'll get more data to see whether, we're on track to meeting those targets. Obviously, pre-zoning should help facilitate, easier targets. But that's just one thing. Like the next thing the city is just working on right now that we're hoping to implement, or that is implemented, like as of right now, is a fast track program where there's a few winning designs where a homeowner could pick from like a pre-selected set of plans, up to 4, 5, or 6 units, build that on their site, essentially straight to building permit.
I did see a post about that. What is it? It's like if you pick one of those within 10 days, you get granted a building permit, or
Building permit. That's right.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's certain criteria. So like the main factor is lot width. And if I remember right, I think it's an 18-meter wide lot width and a certain lot depth, but then it doesn't apply to corner lots because that has a different situation. So there's a few factors where, it doesn't apply to, but if your property is in one of them, and a lot of them are in like the lot sizes that meet it are in either the Glenmore area or the South Rutland area, like kind of north of Springfield. There's a lot of larger lots there. It's another tool and another way to help try to like accelerate housing. So that's not necessarily potentially just like a developer or an investor buying a property and turning it into, 4, 5, or 6-plex, is that, homeowners could do it too.
So how does a homeowner find out if their property would qualify for this?
Yeah, there is a city website. Like it's still just being like finalized, and there's going to be a new AI chatbot that's going to go on, and that's going to like help you like, is my property in the area? And it'll say yes or no. You just give it your address.
Yeah.
There's like a dozen or so criteria about like lot width and, servicing, and it will figure out all that for you once you put your address in, whether your property meets the criteria.
Yeah. I think I saw City of Vernon just came out with something similar, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That would really help homeowners and obviously potential developer buyers too.